Okay, Coach Edwards here, and I got a great question from Alison, and she's asked a couple really good questions, so I want to go over them today. I've watched some of your videos, and I've got to say that it's helped a lot. I'm one of those goalies that isn't afraid to step to the ball. Even with my ankle sprained 3 times, I look like an avatar with all my bruises. Alison, good job. Way to pad up and just make it happen. It's not always pretty, but it's what we're there for, okay? Because I've got 2 questions. First off, I have a habit of using my body more than my stick. I know that being a goalie is about stopping anything or stopping the ball with anything, but sometimes I don't always get my body there in time, and then I don't even move my stick because I rely on my body. I was wondering if you had any tips on breaking this habit so that I can use my stick and still use my body. Okay, so Alison, first thing you got to look at is your stance, okay? If your athletic stance is basically one where you're sitting back a little bit and your shoulders are more stacked above your hips than they are in front of your hips, and you're taking more of a position that you are receiving the ball as opposed to necessarily sprinting forward, all right, that's going to be an effect. That's going to make it harder for you to move down to shots especially. A lot of female goalies I see, they lack core strength, and I hate using that word core because it's a bit of a buzzword, but it's basically abdominal strength and strength through their hips to be able to drive their body down to the ball wherever it needs to go. Okay, so if you're weak, that may be something that's affecting that, and it's probably compounding the fact that now you might not even move in your stick at all to the ball because you're just relying on getting a foot there. Okay, when we move to a ball, especially a low shot, let's say stick side low, I'm a right-handed goalie, so my first move is going to be with that right foot. I'm going to be driving off my left glute, my left hip, out with my right foot, and then I'm getting my hands down on the ball, my head over the ball, and my hands there. If you're not doing any of that, like if you're just basically getting the foot there and the upper body is staying up and the hands are staying up, then we've got a really bad habit that we've got to break. So if you want to look up what a record is, talk to your parents. All right, you may know, a lot of the young guys don't know that watch this, so I'm going to explain it real quick. A record before CDs was a piece of vinyl, all right, that had a groove in it, and inside that groove was the song. So let's think of the song like how you move to the ball, okay? So the needle's in that groove playing that song, and if you're not moving correctly, it's playing the wrong song. So the only way we can fix that habit, right, that song that you're playing right now, is that if we wipe the slate clean, if we wipe that record clean and start making a new groove, right? So I call this the wiring of the goalie. Right now your wiring is off, right? That ball going stick side low, you're only putting your leg there, you're not playing the rest of the song, getting your head over the ball, getting your hands to it, right? So the way we do this is we get you out of the cage. You don't need equipment, you don't need a shooter, you don't even need your stick. I want you to get out of the cage, and I want you to work on moving to the ball properly in a no-stress situation, okay? No shooter, no nothing. Don't worry about getting hurt. Don't worry about having your equipment on you, but I just want you to slow down the movements and start rewiring yourself for better movement to the ball. Because we can't do something in a stressful situation that we haven't mastered in a slow situation, okay? So to break this habit and get a new habit, right? Don't just look at, we're not just breaking a bad habit, we're replacing it with a new habit. So break it down, get out of the cage, and start doing over and over and over again. Once you've mastered it slowly, now get out there with a shooter who you trust and slow the pace of the ball down or have them move back, all right, and work on moving to the ball. A pitching machine actually works really well in this situation because you can dial in where that ball is going, all right, and you know where it's going, and you can just focus in a safe manner how to move to the ball. Then when you get into a game situation and you shut off your brain, what's going to happen is your eyes are going to see that ball and all of a sudden your body's going to take over and move with that new habit that you've created, okay? So give that a shot and tell me how that goes, okay? So second question, I've only played lacrosse during lacrosse season. It makes the beginning of the season tough. I was wondering if there are any independent goalie training things that I could do because I don't always have someone to shoot on me, or even a goal to use. I was thinking about using a pitching machine to practice by myself, but they're kind of expensive. I was also thinking that I could put a bucket on the field and aim at it as if to clear to someone, but that's just an idea. Alison, those are great ideas. So what you can do, if you can get a hold of a pitching machine, great. As I mentioned, like it can be helpful just working on that wiring of knowing where the ball is going and then moving to it, all right? The number one thing I recommend to goalies, if you don't have an opportunity to play lacrosse, but you understand the game, you understand what you should be doing, how you should be moving, the number one thing you can do is get stronger physically, all right? There's 3 keys to making every save, right? Know where it's, or see it, know where it's going, and then move to it. The moving to the ball part is the one that usually gives us the most trouble, all right? So if we can get stronger physically and more explosive physically, we're gonna be able to move to the ball better, all right? And it's gonna take less time and we're gonna make more saves. Also, the improvements we make with our strength is gonna really help us when we go to run out of the crease or go to pass the ball on a clear. All those things are gonna help. It's actually gonna improve your accuracy too. Now, if you wanna have the stick in your hand and you just wanna do stuff, by all means, go find a wall, work on your wall ball drills, work on your hand strength and your stick abilities. That's gonna help you in the cage too. I've never seen a bad goalie that had really good stick skills. And I've always seen kids with really good stick skills hop in the cage and do really, really well. All right, I can think of middies and attackmen that, you know, at the end of the season for fun, they just hop in the cage and they do really well because they have good stick skills. So don't even worry about using your goalie stick. Get a short stick, use that, and get a short men's stick with a pocket in it so you can work on working on your wrists and working on your strength. So Alison, great questions, okay? Thanks for that. And if you're watching this and you've got a question, feel free to email me at coachedwards@lacrossegoalieuniversity.com. All right, I've got Jonathan at Coach Edwards at lacrossegoalietips.com. Lots of free stuff over there. But if you want to be a member of our coaching group, by all means, join us at lacrossegoalieuniversity.com. For less than the cost of a DVD every month, you're going to get coaching by me to help you with your lacrosse game. So if you want to check that out, head on over to Lacrosse Goalie University and send me an email, okay? So Alison, again, great question. If you've got a question, feel free to email me, and I'm happy. That's what I'm here for, guys. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.